Hello and welcome to my channel, Making Crafts. Today I'm going to be creating a little folio using some of the freebies that's in the challenge from Line Dot Arrow, and it's called Grunge Your Art. And this is the first week challenge for the grungy journal papers that she's come out with, and you can see more about that in her video. I am on the Facebook group, and so I heard about it. So I went to her Ko-Fi page and downloaded this freebie. And I will link below to her Ko-Fi page so you can download the freebie. That was the easiest way for me. I am part of the Facebook group and I'll link to that, so if you want to share what you make on there, because that's where I will share mine. But I thought it was easier to download it from Ko-Fi. So I've gone ahead and cut out some of the pieces from the freebie. I didn't even print the whole freebie. It's pretty large. It's got several more of these little folios you can print. There's grayscale, there's in color, and so there's all different options. So I printed some of the papers, and then I've gone ahead and cut out some of the items so that we would be ready to get started. And what I want to do is, this is for her new grunge kit that she is doing, but what I wanted to do is, I have this kit from her that I printed out last year and hadn't used. It's called Vintage Victorian Beauties. It says it has 21 pages. So I want to use this to make a journal. So I thought, why not use some of the pieces of ephemera and tags and different things and papers on this folio so it can go in this journal, instead of creating just an extra folio that I don't know where it's going to go. Okay, so I'm just trying to decide how I want to do this. So Natalie did some stamping on hers, and I really liked how that looked. Now she pulled out some Tim Holtz stamps, and I think I have the same stamp set as her, as this one, and because it made me think of this stamp set, and I had not used this one in a long time, so I thought it might be fun to use this one. But I also have this one that might be neat, because there are so many flowers and butterflies in this journal paper that I thought these may go as some background stamps as well. And then I have this one I can use as a background stamp. I don't want to put the bugs in it, I don't think. And then this is another Tim Holtz one, and I'm thinking that could be in the background as well. It's upside down, I think. Well, I've got those two stamps upside down. But here's a background one would be good, and then this one. I think this one's more for Halloween. But I'm going to see which ones I want to use. We'll see as we get going on it. So let's go ahead and just get started. First off, I want to do some stamping on it. So, and this is let's go ahead and score it, because this is a folio that folds up and that tucks in this little spot. And I went ahead and cut this out with my X-Acto knife. You could cut it out with your scissors, whichever is best for you using. I did print this on 110-pound cardstock. So let me get my scoreboard so that we can score this. Okay. So I think this will be easier if we score it. I don't know. I'm just thinking if I do that it might be easier to fold up, and it may not, but I'm going to put it right here. So I'm going to line up the brown fold line with one of my score lines, and I'm just going to score right down there just to get it started. I'm not pressing really hard, just trying to get it started on scoring, or on folding, excuse me. Just got to line that up. And then that way it'll be easier, since this is cardstock. Sometimes cardstock. Now if you don't have a scoreboard, you can still do this and just fold it, and you'll just have to work with it a little bit more. But I do think it's a little easier if you have a scoreboard. So I've got all this part scored. So now let's just fold it up. And let's use this tool here to press it. And then fold down. Very simple to put together. It's kind of like it's almost like an envelope, but we're going to make it a folio, but also a little envelope that holds something. So then it just folds up like this, and like Natalie said in her video, you can adjust it and trim it off if it doesn't all line up, but mine's lining up pretty good. And then she was talking about this. In order to get this in here, she suggested that you go ahead and put that in, and then press up this direction so that it all fits. I think I'm doing it right. I watched this the other night, so it's been a while since but she was talking about going this direction with it so that everything fits. But hopefully I'm doing it right, because I did watch it, like I said, late at night, and so sometimes I forget what I seen. Okay, I think that's good though. So let's just get started on gluing some things or stamping. like I said, I have no plans. So let me think how I want to do this. So I want, what direction we want to be when we open. Okay, so when I open it, I want the pocket to be on this side. So this is going to be the right side. This is going to be side up, right side up. So let's look around. I brought out some brown ink that I want to use. I've got a light brown. I may need to go with a darker brown. We'll have to see. And then I need my Stampin' Block for some of these. And some of these I won't use a Stampin' Block for. So now I'm just thinking, do I want, kind of going to add, don't know if I should add my stamping first or should I add my papers first. Trying to decide how I want this. Kind of like the butterfly on there. And then we could add something up here. Let's just try it. It's just paper. If we find out that, hey, I don't like this, I'll just print another one and we'll start over. But you have to start somewhere, don't you? And if we don't like it, we'll cover it up with some paper. So I'm going to put this down at the bottom and just stamp it. Hopefully I got a good impression. Okay, that ink is way too light for this. So let me pull out a darker ink. Let me see, I have some Tim Holtz. Let me see if I have. Let's try the Ground Espresso, see if that's darker. If there's just a faint in the back there, so I'm just going to stamp right over it since it's so faint. And we'll see what happens. Hopefully it doesn't make a mess of it. Like I said, it's just paper. Okay, that shows up, but like it looks doubled now. So we're going to cover that with paper. We will cover that up with paper. So let's not worry about that though. Maybe we'll add the butterfly up here and then the paper. So let's just go through our paper first. Let's go through the paper first and see what we want to add, and then we will, because this is starting out to be a mess, isn't it? We're going to turn this into something beautiful though. Don't click off yet. Let's see if we can fix our mistake. Like I said, if we can't fix our mistake, then we will definitely just print out another one and start over. So I'm thinking for the front, there was these cards back here. That would be pretty. Also, and there's butterflies. So what if we unclip this? Let's try one of those cards over the top of that terrible stamping. So you see this has got kind of a wavy edge. I think I'm going to pull out my wavy scissors to cut that out. Or should I just tear it? Let's just tear it. Can you tell I have no plans? I haven't figured this out. And I should have been more organized, I guess, and figured this out. But I really just wanted to play today, so I didn't want to make a sample and then make another one with you all, because really this is just a process and not a tutorial. I just wanted to join in the challenge and share what I make, and hopefully I make something worth sharing. We'll see. We'll see at the end if we do. I think we will. So, like I said, if we won't give up, we'll print out another one. It's been a while since I've just done a video where I've just sat and crafted and chatted with you all, so kind of rusty on it, so I'm going to have to get back in. And I've kind of stopped because of that. I guess you heard the dogs barking just now. I kind of stopped doing videos like that because I've got a new puppy, and then my other girls are, you know, barking a lot, so everybody's, if one gets going, the rest get going, so I kind of quit doing videos that wasn't voiceovers because of that. But I'm hoping today that they will all let me film without making too much noise. Trying to find a sponge to put my ink on, because I want to ink around this piece that I tore, and we're going to use that to cover up the terrible stamping I did there. And then we can add more stamping later. I think I'm gonna add my paper, because what I'm gonna do is then I could add the stamping and the stamping could blend onto the paper. So I think that would be okay, showing through right there, a little bit of that. So I'm thinking maybe I'd put it in the middle here. So mine may not be as grungy as some, but I really want to add some color to mine so it can match this journal that I'm making. So let's just add that. Let's see, do we want it at the bottom or do we want it at the top? I'm thinking maybe in the middle there, and then we'll add some more stamping on top of that. Maybe we just come in right now and add a little bit more stamping at the top. Yeah, that looks good. So that worked out. You just got to use a darker ink and press harder is what I got to do. And then we might put a label or something here if we think that looks too much of it. I don't know if you can see. So when you got the whole one, you can see how it's doubled. But I think when you add the paper, it's doubled, but it doesn't really show up that bad. So I think that would be fine. So let's add some glue to this. I'm trying to find my glue. Like I said, it's been a while since I've crafted too. So got to get everything going again. The holidays I've crafted a lot during the holidays, but then once the holidays hit, I took a little bit of a break from crafting, and so I've got to get all my stuff figured out where everything's at again and work on that. And so there, I like that there. So then let's look through here and see. I don't know if I want to add anything onto this back piece here, because I think that's going to be glued into my journal, because I think what I'm going to do is have it like this, and then this will be glued down and it'll open up. So we could go ahead and work on this side and on the inside. So let's see what paper we want on the inside here. Is our background paper. So let's look. All of these are gorgeous, so I'm having a really hard time choosing which one to use. I love that girl there. So I'm thinking if I fold this over, and I loved how Natalie, she used a girl in hers as well, and I loved how that peeked out. But now my thoughts are, if I'm going to be adding pockets and stuff, will it even show? So I may not want to use a person's face. I might want to use just this center piece here. So that's what I'm going to do first, is I'm going to just tear this down right here. And then right here, and let's just see if that fits good. I'm just going to tear these. It's been a long time since I had a project where I just tore too. I've been doing different projects, really focusing on cards lately, because cards are easier for me right now with everything that I have going on. But I really want to get back into making some of my journal projects, so that's why I am doing this. I'm working on this, so I think I will kind of collage it. Oops, I just tore it, but I have this piece of music paper, so I'm thinking about just adding some of it in here and then adding some of these. So I think I'm just going to make a collaged background. Let me put the lid on that glue before it starts drying out. And then let's just tear some pieces. And maybe, so do we want to just add like that? And then we'll tear some of this and add. Let's see. Kind of just tear like, maybe like this. I know I told you. I'll say it again. I have no plans. I'm just going with the flow today. Kind of like to do that sometimes. And in the background, you can hear my new Basset Hound. She's a puppy. I had to stop for a second. Sorry. The way she was laying, it scared me for a second. I thought something had happened to her. But I think she's fallen asleep. But she's very big. But she's only 4 months old. So she's got this deep voice. And I think it's kind of hilarious how deep her voice is to be so little. Well, be so young, excuse me, to be so young. She's not little. She's not going to be little by any means. So let's just see how I want to do that. Could put that on top. And then we'll add some more. Let me see if I can show you a, I'm gonna take my iPad and take a picture so you guys can see what's going on behind me. It's very precious. And then I'll add it try to add it in the video so you can see. So I snapped a photo for you guys so you can see what's going on. She is napping with her sister, and so her sister is 5 years old. She's a schnauzer. She's 5 years old. whereas she is only 4 months, and you can see the size difference. The Basset Hound is going to be a very, very big girl. There's something on that piece of glue or something on that paper. Let me try to scratch that off. It was a clump of glue. I don't want it to leave a lump behind it, in other words. So I decided to tear that down because I am just going to collage a little bit. Just kind of do a collaging. And I don't know if I use that piece now or if I will just, maybe, I like to kind of collage in squares and rectangles. I don't know why. I don't add angles to it. A friend of mine does, and I think hers looks really good. But I'm just kind of, it's just me, just how I am, so. But yeah. So I wonder how you all are doing in the new year. I haven't had a time to, like I said, sit and chat and craft with you all. So let me know in the comments below how you're doing. Or have you been creating journals? Or you're like me that gotten out of the habit of making journals for a little bit? I want to get back to making my journals. I haven't made any in such a long time. And I got to work on my craft room though too. I am going to focus on decluttering this year and really using up what I have and trying to, you know, not have so many things cluttering up my craft room. It makes it hard for me to craft because I'm losing focus because I'm focusing on, I'm always trying to, I've got so much stuff in here that it's hard for me to focus on one project. Then I think, okay, I need to do the next project that this is laying, have something laying here that I want, you know, I need to use. And so that's going to be under there. I don't want that under there. So I'm going to have to decide. I kind of want to just cover, I need to just cover the underneath here with, actually I don't need to put anything here because it's going to be closed up. I just need to have this going underneath this part here where the pocket is. Just so you have a little bit sticking out. It's kind of big though. Let's just see how that's going to look. So we really don't need anything, so that's good. We don't really need anything past this line here. So I've actually put too much. So let's just add, kind of want this rose sitting somewhere so that you see it. Maybe right in here. I'm not sure. I've gotten out of habit. I can't even collage anymore. Collaging is one of my favorite things to do. I just haven't collaged in a long time either. So let's just add this here. That way we have this already done. So then we just need something right in there. And I think what I'm going to pull out, I said I wasn't going to use her, but I think I am. I think I'm going to put that one there. That or the teacup. I have to decide here. I'm thinking the girl. Hopefully we don't cover up her face or anything with pockets, but I think she'd look good there. And then I'm going to ink all this so that, like these edges up here where you see the white, it's going to be inked. So I'm going to put that one there. And I don't like all this plain here. I was talking and wasn't paying attention, and there's not enough music notes there. So I don't like that so plain. So I'm going to add something there so that it's not so plain. Let's see here. I'm trying to stay on camera. I hope I stay on camera. Wow, I can't believe the girls are being so quiet. I think they fell sound asleep. I hope the picture works that so I can add it to the video. I don't know how to add photos to the video, but I'm going to try because I want you to see them in the bed. They're so precious. They were wrestling and playing together, just gently playing. Okay, I like that. I was afraid it wasn't going to turn out, so then that's going to be our pocket. But I'm not going to glue anything together yet because I do want to stitch around it. But that's how it's going to kind of look. And then we're going to add some pockets and things in here. We ought to put something there too, though, to dress that up. You got this little lacy piece here. Maybe we'll add that. So just let me add some glue to this. And then I'll add this little lacy piece. And then what I'm going to do is I will trim around it from the outside so that we can get that shape back. I'm trying to go slow. Okay. And then we get this edge here. So we had a slow go and a little few mistakes at the beginning, but I'm liking it already. I'm really liking how it's coming together. And that's what I like to do sometimes. Just sit down and play, no ideas, just go with the flow. So here, and like I said, we're gonna ink around that to cover up the white, but we're gonna have to refold this because I'm gonna let that dry before we refold it. So let's turn it over. Like I said, we're probably gonna cover this up, sticking this to the page, but I still want to do some stamping and adding some labels and things because the Freebie comes with a lot of different little bits and pieces too, like some little label pieces and these little things, as well as this kit has things in it. So I do want to keep in mind I want things to match. Let me see if I can pull some of the pieces out that we have already cut out to go in our project. Okay. And if we need to cut more pieces, we will. We want to decorate here though, so I may want to use some of this paper to decorate as well. Not sure. Just trying out some of the pieces that we've torn. And let's see, we have this as well that we tore. So that would be, can't close it up really to see how that's going to look. I think I want to put her there. I'm going to cut this one though, I think. Well, no, I'm going to tear it, but I'm going to use my, oops, I split all those out of the way. Some of my, my metal ruler here so that it's a little bit straighter when I tear, because I'm trying to get, I don't want to tear into her face, and I'm going to be right up against her face here. I guess it won't be any big deal if we do, but and I think we'll have to, so yeah, we're going to have to cut it off some. I don't know if her head's going to fit there or not because of the, okay, I'm going to hold that aside because I want to be able to fold it up and see. I do want to sew around it, and then I keep saying the same things, don't I? So I'm just still trying to think what I want to do. So on this side, I do want to add some things. Let's see if it's dry enough yet that we can fold it. I don't want to mess it up, but I want to go ahead and work on it. So we'll just fold it up. Don't think it's going to mess it up, no. And then we got this here. And so then it closes up like this. So then that's just the side that I was talking about having the lady's face on. And that way now we can see, is that going to look good, or is just going to be covered up, isn't it? That's not going to look so good covering up her face. And then I don't really like that one. So let's look in here and see what comes in this one. Hopefully you'll bear with me for just a second. We do have some labels here. And we have these little things. Okay. So I am thinking, oops, I just threw those papers in here. I'm thinking the letter may get down there. We have these labels here. Let's see, would the butterfly stamp look good? Not that one, this one. Maybe this one. Kind of, because if we do that one, it's not going to be showing a lot. But this one, what if we did it like this? Let's hope this time that I stamp dark enough that we don't mess up. But if we do, just like last time, we will put some paper over it. So now I'm just going to do that. And then I'm just going to stamp sideways if I can. See if I can see what I'm doing here. I don't want to put my head in the screen, but at the same time I need to see it. And I'm okay with all that being, you know, the letter and being sideways. So that turned out. It's got the little butterfly there. And so let's fold that back up again and see what we want here. We're going to need something down in there. And I feel like we need some color over here. So let's pull out these stamps that I hardly ever use and I need to be using. There's so many little bitty pieces, little bitty stamps. Let me get over here. I'm off camera all the time. There's so many little bitty stamps that would fit on these labels. And I saw Natalie, I think, did that as well. I can't remember, but I'm thinking, I'm not sure which one I want to use on the labels, but let's cut out this red one. I think that would go with our flower. Okay. And sorry to be cutting it on screen. I normally try to cut everything out so you don't have to watch me cut. I'll try to speed it up maybe. Okay, so then what could we put? Kind of like the 1913. I think that would be cute on there. Let's see if it fits. I've never even used that one. Oh, that would fit just fine. So where's my stamp block? Okay. That looks cute. Okay. And then, so that might go like down and, I don't know, maybe like up in here. And let's see. Then we have that one I said that says letter. That one might be cute. Let's get that one out and see. This is from the Freebie, so if you don't have any of these other, well, if you don't have this kit, then you still have all the stuff from other Freebies. And in the Freebie, she gives you this. I'm thinking that maybe is what you're supposed to cover the inside with, but you could use any papers that you had on hand. And if you didn't have any papers on hand, maybe book pages you could use, or you could just stamp on the inside or ink the inside. So just make it however you want to make it and however you think will work with what you have. I'm thinking I want a label down here. Maybe like in there. I'm kind of going to lay it all out now so I don't really mess it up before we finish up. Since I'm liking how it's looking, I don't want to mess it up now. Let's see. We still have all these cards, but I don't want to do another rose since that one's already there. We do have, sorry if I'm saying a lot. When I think I say but we do have the little stamps I cut out. Let me find those. There's some little stamps that came with the Freebie. Those little stamps, we have those. I don't know if any of those would work, but we'll cut them out and we'll see. We actually should use my scissors that have the little stamp edge. Let me show you what those are. These came in a box of scissors, like a whole little tub of scissors that I bought for my kids years ago, and they've outgrown them, and so I pulled them out and I'm using them for my crafting, and it makes it look like you got a little stamp. But I think I got them at, actually I think I got this little tub at AC Moore, but I'm thinking Michael's has them and other places have them. I'm guessing they still do. It's been so many years since my kids were little and used these. They didn't use them that much though, so they're still in pretty good shape. But I'd like to have, I always like to have craft supplies on hand for them when they were younger, and you know, things that they could craft with and just keep them entertained without them getting into a lot. Like if they could sit down for a little bit and craft, they wouldn't, because I had all boys. So if I could get them to sit down and craft, at least they weren't getting into something and me having to figure out where they were at. They had plenty of playtime outside though too. But man, some days I just needed a break and some time to breathe. So finding little craft projects for them to do and sitting them at the dining room table, then it was nice. But those days are over, so I did save that from their crafts because I can use these scissors for all kinds of things. So I'm going to put that there, but I'm still deciding. I do like the label over the butterfly, part of the butterfly over here, and then tucked on the inside there like that. I might should go ahead and glue it, but I can't decide. Kind of wanted this lady, but I keep holding her up, but she's just not working there. Let me see the stamps. What else is there? I don't want to use the condemned, but I might could use, oops, don't want to get anything on her. We got different ones here that I could use. Kind of like the check number luggage. How about finest in the world? Haven't even used that one. I'm pulling a lot of these loose, and I've had this probably for, I got it as soon as this stamp set came out. I ordered it, and that's a shame that I haven't used it that much. So let's see. We just stamp it up here and just add it maybe right here. I like that. And then maybe bring in some, this number one here. I don't even think I've used that one. I've only used, you can see the ones I've used, they have ink on them, but I've only used a few. Now I'm going to stamp this one sideways, like it's just a number stamp on there. And then I want one like that up there, like Handle with Care. I like that one too. I think that'd be good for up there. There we go. Now we just need to add some color to the side. So I'm going to have to dig through these papers again and see. I have these butterflies in this paper. I wonder if I should put it, you know me, I always want a butterfly. Let's cut a butterfly out and see what it looks like. Which color should I use with this one? And just see what the butterfly looks like. I can't even speak today. But see what the butterfly looks like on this. It may not look right, but let's try it. I'm just trying to decide which one I'd want. I'm going to try for this little white one here. Oops, sorry if I wasn't on camera. This one right here, I'm going to try it. I'll cut it out and then we'll add it and see. And I'm just cutting the little whiskers things off, not whiskers, antenna. Oh my goodness, I'm getting the little antenna off because I don't want to really worry about cutting around that, and I don't think it's important for this to have it. I love butterflies and everything. So this is supposed to be grungy, and I don't know that I'm going as grungy as the challenge, but it's okay. I'm just doing the challenge just to play along and have some fun. I really love the looks of this little folio, and so I thought it would be a great addition to my journal. So I'm slowly making up things for this journal. I don't know when I'll start the journal, but I thought it would be nice to have ephemera made up so that when I do start it, I'll already have the ephemera made and it'll go together so much quicker. So I thought that might be the way to go. So now we stamp that butterfly, but we may be covering it up. Who knows? Just layers upon layers. So I wonder, kind of like it there. It's kind of big though, isn't it? How would that look sticking out there? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't. Let's undo this. We could do it like that, and it covers up most of that one, and then you have a little bit showing. I'm thinking that's what I want to do. Okay, now I can hear the girls, the dogs have started snoring. I'm not sure which one's snoring, but they now have started snoring. So if you hear the snoring in the background, it's the girls. I can tell you though, when they take a nap like that and get to snoring, they make me so sleepy. So hopefully I don't get sleepy. I won't be able to finish up my folio. I think I'm going to do it like that. I think mostly it covers up the butterfly that way. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with this butterfly, but I decided I want to add a little bit more dimension instead of just the flat one. But you have the wording behind it. So far, everything I've stamped, I've just covered up as far as the butterfly. So I probably shouldn't have added, I might have added too much glue. We'll have to see. So let's figure out where it's going again. And it's going to hang off, but that's okay. I'm fine with that. Just want to make sure I don't have glue there when it's hanging off. I may have to, because you see it's going to be a pocket. Just don't want it to glue the pocket shut. So we have to let that dry for a second. And let's see, what else do we want to add? So we have that butterfly peeping out. We'll just need to put the label maybe down here like that. I like that. And then maybe like in here. Let's see. Let's see what that little tab's going to be so we can kind of figure it out. So the tab is going to be right there. So I think that would be cute right there. Just didn't want to cover up the finest in the world stamping that I did. But then, so I don't want it just on the side there. I want it to kind of tuck underneath. So what if I put it right here? What would that look like? I don't know. trying to decide, do I want it down here? And then this one maybe be somewhere in here. It says letters. Trying to decide if that's, I think I like that. Maybe like that. I'm liking that. So I'm going to add some glue to this one. I've already inked it. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue. I'm going to close this up so I can make sure I get the exact place that I want it. So what was I thinking? Right in, maybe right in here. There, and then this one I was going to do right up here, I think. But Natalie put some eyelets in here. Maybe that's what I want to do there, is put the eyelets. Is that going to be too many labels in one spot, though, if I put that label? Maybe put it over here. Kind of want to use it now, but I like the eyelets that she put in, so I may have to wait and see. Okay, let's hold on to that one. It needs a little more red. That red really makes it pop up there, don't it? Let's put some eyelets in like she did. She put 3 in. I'm going to put 1 in and hang something from it, but I'm not sure what I'm going to hang from it. I'm digging out my eyelets now. I'm trying to find my eyelet drawer. Here they are. So I just keep a little drawer full of eyelets, and I'm going to see which color do I want. Let's see, maybe I have the silver, or thinking more like the copper look, kind of like that one there. So I think I'm just going to put that in the corner there, and then I'll hang something from it. So let's set that aside, and let's get our hole punch. Let me get a baby wipe. I have ink and glue stuck to my fingers, so I feel like I'm going to get it on everything. So I need to clean my fingers real quick. So here is the punch. So we need to use the larger hole, I do believe, or this, it's the larger one. I'm trying to figure out which size hole. And I'm not doing anything in any order. I know I seem so unorganized today, but like I said, I'm just playing. So hopefully this doesn't bother you, that this isn't a total organized craft. I just really wanted to play today. There we go. With that one, I'm going to use I'm not strong enough sometimes to press it. Let me see if I got the wrong, put that up there, see if that helps. Didn't totally press it. These are some from, I think, these may not be from the craft store. These may be some from like a hardware store. So I know what I'll have to do. I don't like that one. I'm going to pull it out. So I'm going to try to take this back out and put a different one in. I hope I don't tear my paper too much. I'm trying to figure out how to do that without destroying my paper. Let me see if I can. Push it all the way through. And actually that may, there we go. So that kind of pushed it out. And now let's put another one in and let's try again. I'm having one of those crafting days. Do you have those ever where everything you do seems to go bad? I'm having one of those days, and like I said, I think it's because I'm a little rusty because it's been a while since I have crafted, did any crafting and chatting, and so, and just where I've just get on here with no idea, and I'm sorry that's so loud. Maybe I should mute that and then say it. So like I was saying, maybe it's where I have took such a break from crafting and haven't And I haven't done one of these videos before, recently, not before, but recently, where I'm just crafting and chatting and not prepared. I just sit down and start crafting with you all. But I love doing these. I love hanging out and crafting and just coming up with stuff. And I love watching others do that because you get ideas of what, you know, kind of ideas of people's thought processes when they are crafting. So you kind of, maybe you can use some of the ideas when you go to craft. So now we have this here, and I wanted to see, now that I have my little eyelet in, does the label look good up here? Or in here maybe, tucked underneath there? I think it does. So I'm just going to add it, and then I'm sure you're probably screaming at me, no, that's not the spot. But I'm not sure. I want it somewhere on the front, but I'm not sure where to put it. After I look at it when I'm totally done, then I'll be like, oh, I should have put it in such and such spot. But it's not that big a deal. It's just a label, right? I'm going to tuck it underneath there, though. And I'm going to get my wipe because I made a mess of glue right here. I think it's off camera. You don't even see it. But I need to clean it up so I don't get it in my, on my arm. I'm going to kind of slide everything over so we have more room. I do want to ink this, so I'm just going to fold it back and I'm going to ink like this. Now I am going to pause in just a moment. I know it's going to go through her face, but that's okay. It just kind of looks aged. I'm going to pause and ink this whole thing is what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to stitch around it and then around it. Goodness, like I said, I can't speak today. I'm going to go ahead and stitch around it and then I'll come back and we'll see what else we're going to do with it. So I won't make you watch all that. Okay, so I told you wrong. I inked around it, but like I said, I'm very unorganized today. I'm going to go ahead and like put the pockets in so I can stitch the pockets down, or should I? These pockets, I'm going to, because they're not going to hold a lot anyway, because this is a thin folio that's going in a journal. So I'm just going to fold these pockets up, trying to fold on the lines here. I'm just going to fold it up and fold it this way. And these pockets came with the freebie. And then I'm just going to trim this off right here that folds over. And we'll trim right here. Then I'll have to ink that, but let's see how that looks. I'm thinking this size pocket in here to hold our tags. I think that would look good there. And then we'll put one of our tags in. I'm thinking of using one of these. I think that would be pretty. So I'll stitch around that too, the tag, before I put it in there. And we just add that there. We'll have this pocket over here. So this folio is not going to have a lot of pockets if we glue it in. If we don't glue it in, we could add something to the back. So now I'm wondering if that's what I should do. Hold on, this is not going to fit because it's not going to fold up. So maybe that was intended for, I'm not sure. Maybe that was intended for the back here. So there's other pockets though, so no worry. We have no worries, I guess is how I should say it. I'm cutting my words off today too. Maybe we should put this one in here, like this, or, yes, let's put this one instead, because that'll be small enough that we can tuck something in and not cover the girl up. So let's just fold up, and then fold over, or when we fold this one over first, and then fold up to cover it up. Just getting it in there, and then we'll just snip our little pieces off here. Add some ink to it, just ink it up since it is supposed to be grungy. And we'll attach it there, but before I attach it, I do want to stamp it. So let's see, what other stamp could we add from this one? Maybe this. We'll take this, and we won't, we're not going to stamp the whole thing, so I'm not going to put it on a stamp block because I just want to add a little bit. And then this one's a 4.5. You probably couldn't see that, but I'm just going to kind of put it in there. Just kind of mix that up, and then I think we could add like a little bee stamp to it, something like that. And so if so, we need to add something else down here at the bottom. So let's just do, okay. Don't know if I want to be there, but we'll figure out something. We can always glue something on once we take and, actually I'm rethinking this. I'm gonna think I'm just crazy today. But what about this one, this little floral one? How would that look? Would that look better instead of this one? It's just gonna be a little tuck in there, isn't it? Is it smaller? I don't know. I think I want to add it instead. So let's set this one aside and let's add this one. So we're going to fold it over. And then we'll fold this up. So this is like the third pocket we folded already, right? So now we're just going to, I've tried, this is the third one I've tried, but I've got to get the right one. So this is how my thought process is. I just have to figure it out as I go. So I think that'd be a cute little tuck spot inside of our little pocket. Maybe it's not a folio as much as a pocket with a pocket, because this is going to be a pocket and then this is going to be a pocket. So I'm just going to glue that on, and then once I glue that on, I am going to take it to the sewing machine, and then I'll come back and we'll see what else we want to add to it. We'll have to add some tags and things, and I might just pull out some of the tags from this kit, from the, I think it's got the Victorian one. Victorian Beauties, I think so. I don't forgot the name of the kit again. But I might pull some tags out from it and stitch around them and decide what I'm going to do. So I'm thinking maybe this one would be a pretty one to go. And I think I'll just stitch around it. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it out. So just bear with me. And I'm going to attach it to one of the grungy tags that came in the freebie, because I think you could write on that just with some dark ink. And so I'm going to put that on the back of it so that it thickens it up, but also it gives it some color to the back and it's not so plain on the back. So I'm just going to take this grungy tag and I'm just going to attach it to it, and then we'll just trim around it. And then I shouldn't add that much ink because I am going to, that much ink, excuse me, that much glue, because I am going to stitch around it as well to add some decoration to it. So let's just trim that out, and I'll ink it once we get off camera so you don't have to see that. And that way we have something on the front and on the back. So you can write on the back, and I'll punch this hole here. Already got that out. So there we go. So I'm going to go sew. I'm going to sew my little pocket folio, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back from sewing the tag and sewing my little folio pocket journal thingy. So now I'm ready to glue this pocket shut. So I'm just going to add some glue to these little flaps here. And then I'm going to make something for the pocket. And so I was thinking about it. In the freebie, you get this little piece of paper. And then in the kit that I'm using, there is this little ephemera piece that I cut out. And so now I'm going to figure out how to use that in this pocket. Get this pocket to glue down first. So the pocket's going to be, I'm just trying to decide which direction it should go in. I should have stitched around this. I meant to stitch around that before I closed it up, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll just ink it and don't worry about it. I'm just going to ink it up. I probably would have had trouble stitching anyway, because it's so small that I probably would have not done so well myself. So I'm just going to ink around there and just kind of, I'm going to grunge up the rest down here because it's just grunging it up a little bit. Okay, so what was I saying? This little piece, so I'm going to make it so that we fold it and put it in this pocket. So I'm just trying to decide how big this pocket is. So it would fit that direction. So what if we take and I want to use this. So what if we take this and fold this up where it doesn't, so we got that extra edge there. Then I'm going to glue this on top, and it'll just be a journaling spot or a place you could add photos or whatever you wanted to do. Trying to decide, do I want to add it on top here and use this as just the decorative part, or should that be the journaling spot, and should I cover up the white that's on the inside with this? Trying to decide. And then you could fold it like that. I think I know what I'm going to do. I am going to glue this onto this paper. And then we'll make it a little fold up that goes in here. There we go. So let's just glue it onto this and press really good. See if we can get our, so we don't have any, you know, glue lines showing underneath. So I'm just gonna, there we go. And then we'll trim around it again, and then we'll ink it again. So when I trim around it, I'm trying to make it look like age torn, because that's how the edges that it looked like when you cut the ephemera piece out. I probably should have showed you before I cut it out, but I was trying to get it, I didn't think I was going to do this, so I was trying to get all my cutting done off camera. But this is pretty quick, because you don't have to be precise, because we're trying to make it look a bit ragged. Okay, so then we'll just ink around that, so it does look a little grungier and a little older. And I can't believe my house has been this quiet for this long. So I'm going to try to hurry and finish up the video so that before it does get noisy, because it's normally not this quiet this long. So we could just, you know, kind of just rough this up to have it kind of rough looking and older looking, like it's just been laying around for a while. Just kind of, you could rough it up a lot more. Just doing a little bit to show you, and then we'll just fold it in half, and then we just stick it, and so then you got writing spot there, and we're just going to stick it in this pocket like it's an old letter in there, and then we have this one that we're going to put our little tag in, and then we're going to fold it up, and it's getting a little thicker here, so this tag is causing a little bit of issue. I'm going to have to figure that out. It may be too big for in here. I may not. We'll just tuck it there for now. And guess what? We're going to have to put something different. So we have these little tickets. We could add tickets to those little pockets. You just have to figure it out as you go. Mike could use a smaller tag in those pockets. I'm just looking to see. But you could do these little tickets. And there's larger tickets as well, I think, in this one. I don't think this is the larger tickets. So they could go down in that pocket. But I don't really like that. So let's see, here's a little tag that matches the pocket. That could go there for now. And let's see here. So that could go like that, just peeping out. I would have just trimmed it down, but since I've sewn it, I don't want to cut the stitching off. So then we tuck it like this. We have our little pouch to put in there. I do want to add something there, so let's do that real quick, and then I'll be thinking about if there's something different to put in the pocket here. I went ahead and added the charm to the front, and I realized I probably should have went with a different one of these, but I'm okay with it being a little different. So different color, different metal, but that's okay. So I added that, and so then I was looking to see what I wanted to put here, and here's one of the little cards from the Victorian Beauties Kit, and here's one of the freebie tags again. So I'm just going to stick this on here to back it, and then I will just trim it out, and that's what I'm going to put in the pocket. It's just a little journaling card with a little horse on it. I think that would be pretty, and since it matches the kit that I'm going to be using for my journal. What would that look like if I just folded that over? No, I'm just going to cut it off. Might as well just cut it off, and then I'll just ink around it real quick to get all that white edges that's showing inked. And then I'm going to have to go because my puppy is going and getting into the food bowls, letting me know it's time for supper. So I'm going to have to maybe finish inking this later so we can finish our project up. But you get an idea of kind of how to put this together. And Natalie does a really good video on putting hers together. She does something different with hers, and that's part of the challenge, is just to do you and do, you know, what you want to for your little folio envelope. And so I love how it turned out. And I didn't decorate the back because I do think I'm going to glue it down so that you just open it up in the journal. But if I do add it to the journal and just into a pocket, then I may just add another pocket on the back here or some paper or something. But here is my project for the little challenge that was going on this week. So I will link below to the freebie as well as to the Facebook group. So Natalie does offer a lot of challenges on her Facebook page, so be sure to check that out. And I hope that you've enjoyed this tutorial, and thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.